Now let's look at some examples of how to find the total surface area. Total surface area is capital P times H equals 2 plus 2B. Capital P times H plus 2 times capital B, where B is the area of one base. Remember, capital P is the perimeter of one base, and H is the perpendicular distance between bases. Also remember, if you're asked to find the surface area, then find total surface area. Only if you're asked to find the lateral surface area will you find LSA. So let's look at this one right here. We have, a rectangular prism. Let's draw in our hidden lines. Rectangular prism, okay? All right, that rectangular prism, again, just like the one we had before, has 3 different lengths. We can pick any 2 sides. I'm going to pick the 2 ends that are laid the way it's laying down. You can pick whichever ones you want to. Just make sure you identify your bases. I'm going to say this is a base, and this over here is a base. So I know where my bases are, okay? Now, I need to find out what the perimeter of a base is. Well, I know this is 8. This side is 10, that's 10, and that's 8. So 2 times 8 plus 2 times 10 equals 36. So P equals 36 inches. What's my height? Well, it's the measurement I didn't use. It's the length or the distance between the 2 bases. So that's 24 inches. What's big B? Big B is the area of the base. Well, one of those bases is 8 by 10, isn't it? What's 8 by 10? 8 inches by 10 inches is 8 inches multiplied by 10 inches equals 80 inches squared. Ready? So what's this going to equal? 36 times 24 plus 2 times 80. 36 times 24. Oh boy. Calculator, here it comes. 864 equals 864 plus 160 equals 1,024 inches squared. Okay? Look through the steps. A little more to it, a little more complicated. Excuse me. Just doing this, and then we have to find the area of that base. Okay? The area of the base. Now let's go over here and look at this one. This is, again, a right triangle prism. We have a 3-4 right triangle. The legs are 3 and 4. What does that mean this is? That's a 5, isn't it? Okay? So what's the perimeter of our bases? We come over here like this. We're going to have another triangle down there. We have 2 triangles and we have 3 rectangles. So we're going to pick the triangles as our base. Remember, the name of the prism tells you what the base is. If I tell you I have a pentagonal prism, then you know the bases are pentagons. If I say I have an octagonal prism or octagonal prism, then you know the bases are octagons. If I have a square prism, you know the bases are squares. So what is my perimeter of my base? It's the perimeter of my triangle. 3 plus 4 is 7, plus 5 is 12 meters. What's the height? Distance between the 2 bases. Now, what is the area of the base? Well, that's 3 times 4 divided by 2 equals 6. Ready? 12 times 6 plus 2 times 6. 12 times 6 is 72, plus 12 equals 84 meters squared. Okay? Find each one of your pieces, then plug them into what's going on. Let's look at this one. What kind of shape is this? I call it a hexagonal prism. You can call it a hexagonal prism. Same thing. We've got a hexagon where the apothem equals 6 inches. Well, I got to find out what one of those sides is. Well, I'm going to take one of those triangles like this, where this is 6. This is going to be 6 divided by the square root of 3. And this is going to be 12 square roots of 3. Okay? Why? Because that's a 30, 60, 90. Alright, so I got to make some calculations here, find out what this thing's going to be. 6, 3 square root times, okay? So this piece right here, that doesn't make sense. Got to divide it. 6 divided. This piece right here, okay, let's draw this again. Got this, this, and this. If this is 6, this is going to be 3.46. Double that. This is going to be 6.93. Okay, so this piece out here is going to be 6.93. Okay, so one of these sides is going to be 6.93. Okay, how many sides do I have? I have 6. So what's my big P? 6 times 6.93 is 41.57. What's our height? Ooh, let's get to something simple. The height is the distance between the two hexagons. That's simply 12. The base. What's the area of the base? Well, let me see. Area of the base, that should be big P times A divided by 2. Big P is 41.57 times 6 divided by 2 equals 41.57 times 6 divided by 2, 124.71. Okay? So P times H, 41.57 times 12 equals 498.84 plus 2B. What's our B? We know that. 2 times 124.71 is 294.42. Add those together, we should get 748.26. This is our total, and that would be inches squared. Okay? This right here is our total here. This right here is our total right here. Okay? Finding the total surface area takes a little more time. If you've got one of these figures and you're given just a little piece here, then you have to find all those pieces. Guess what we did in Chapter 11? Chapter 10, on it goes. Okay? We spent time finding all those pieces and how to do that. Alright? Welcome to Surface Areas of Prisms. Enjoy it.